Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Look on the screen. Look on the screen. Well, University of Maryland's Teacher of the Year detained by ICE. Yep, it seems he reportedly overstayed his visa. Let's go ahead and listen to this story. Everyone has to follow the rules. They say we're a nation of laws, have to follow the rules. And it doesn't matter what your position is, they mean business. It's very serious. Either you have the paperwork in order or you don't. Check it out.
Just days after a Johns Hopkins researcher was detained by ICE, a second Maryland professor has now been detained, according to the Department of Homeland Security.
That's right. Dr. Burhanu Kibret, an instructor at the University of Maryland School of Pharmacy, was taken into custody at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport last month. Ashley Paul has details on what happened and why some say this pattern is so concerning.
Quote, he is an effective and beloved teacher and a highly regarded colleague, end quote. This is how the University of Maryland School of Pharmacy describes Dr. Burhanu Kibret, an Ethiopian native who has been a professor at the school for the last 3 years. In addition to teaching, they say he conducts research, specifically on addiction causes and treatment. He won the Teacher of the Year award this year at a meeting for the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy. On his way back from the trip just weeks ago, on July 21st, he was taken into custody by ICE at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport.
Over the last couple of weeks, we've seen an alarming new pattern.
Kelly Rojas with the Amica Center for Immigrant Rights says they are seeing an alarming new pattern of ICE arrests at airports.
I think it's because ICE is pursuing detention quotas with regards to underlying eligibility for relief, applications for relief, and also because many of those people are kind of in the system and are easy targets for ICE.
We reported last week Dr. Fatima Amiaka, a public health researcher.
So now they're talking about another doctor who experienced the very same thing, being detained by ICE.
At Johns Hopkins University, was detained while boarding a flight at BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport. The Department of Homeland Security said she overstayed her visa. Dr. Amiaka, a Cameroon native, is now back in Maryland. And in a statement from a Johns Hopkins University spokesperson, they say they are pleased to have supported efforts towards her release, adding in part, quote, we are deeply appreciative of the overwhelming care and support shown by the university community and many others. And while we cannot comment on the specifics of her ongoing case, we continue to support Dr. Amiaka, end quote. DHS cited a similar reason for detaining Dr. Kibret. Quote, against our nation's laws, he overstayed his visa and failed to depart. He will remain in ICE custody pending his immigration proceedings, end quote. In a statement from the University of Maryland School of Pharmacy, they said, quote, the university is greatly troubled by what has happened. His detention has generated not only great sympathy for his plight, but also a heightened sense of apprehension here on campus, end quote. They added, Dr. Kibret has a valid work authorization, and they hope the issue is resolved soon so he can return to campus as soon as possible. On your corner in Baltimore, I'm Ashley Paul.
So listen, doctor or not, Teacher of the Year award or not, it's being enforced. They're not going by accolades and, oh, what is your job position? Now, what I did hear, I don't know if you picked up on it, how she said ICE, they are operating by a quota. Wow. I was not cognizant of that. I had no idea. That was my first time hearing that they're operating by a quota. But this right here, I'm trying to understand once again, and I understand life gets busy. For these, Dr. Amiaka, the female professor, I don't understand why both of them did you not get the paperwork in order? Maybe the paperwork is still pending. So he has a visa, but it has an expiration date on it. A friend of mine, someone that was close to him, had the very same thing. And let me tell you, when she was deported, it was no joke, because she received a letter saying, hey, guess what? It's time to go. So it wasn't like, oh, you forget. No, they sent her a letter letting her know that it has expired and that she must leave. So it's making me wonder if these people are getting the very same letter So it's not as if they're saying, okay, oh, you know, I just totally forgot to slip my mind. In her case, which makes me wonder if it's in every case, this is what they do. It's not as if, you know, it's just up to you. They send her a letter letting her know that she needs to go ahead and leave the country. They were not asking. They were telling her to go ahead and leave. And guess what? She got the letter, put it away, and just kept on staying, and made a move that I said not to do, but I understand, you know, she's and in Africa, and she thinks she knows it all. Oh, okay. Said, don't go there. Not a good thing to do. Do what they want to do. Okay. And ICE got a hold of her too. So yeah, so she received a letter saying that it was time for her to go. So it's making me wonder, the reason I mentioned that is making me wonder if they received the same letter also, because again, he's been here for 3 years. He had a visa and he overstayed the visa. And it's making me wonder, are these doctors thinking, okay, you know what? I'm a professional. Oh, I am needed here. I have support among my community. They're not going to deport me. And then before you know it, this administration, they're not playing. This is across the board. They're not doing selective ICE deportations. You know, they're not saying, oh, well, this one here is a contributor. This one here is a professor, teacher of the year. You can't go, you think. So, yeah. So I know personally that an individual received a letter to go ahead and leave the country. And that person didn't leave. Actually stayed about close to maybe a year. And then, boom, was detained. So I am wondering if these two doctors, these two teachers, if they also received the very same letter, and maybe they ignored it, thinking maybe their credentials would maybe buy them some favor where they would not be touched by ICE. That comes to mind. But yes, this here, it may be a travesty for the university who sees his value in what he's presenting. But again, I'm wondering, what about the paperwork? The paperwork. Did you get it together? Is it still pending? Maybe they were thinking, hey, I'm not the average, immigrant. I have a foundation here in America, and the foundation ended when that time was up on that visa. So basically, he overstayed it. They both apparently overstayed the visa, and that's why they were detained. I don't think that accolades and awards and education is maybe going to save the day. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out.